And here we are with Harry Anderson and Liberty Larson, stars of Oleana at Theater Workshop of Owensboro tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday night.
That's right.
And it's great to have you here, Harry Anderson.
Thank you.
Man,
Nice
this
to be
is
here.
a tremendous pleasure. Liberty, nice to meet you as well.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
This is terrific. Oleana, by the way, is a play by one of the all-time great dialogue writers of our time, David Mamet.
Yes, sir.
Now, you know, everybody knows Harry from Night Court as Judge Harry Stone, a great comedy. My family are huge fans, and they were thrilled to death that I was going to get to talk to you. So, needless to say, David Mamet's kind of a departure from that sort of thing.
Yeah, it couldn't be more different.
Yeah.
In fact, it was funny last night as we were getting ready to go on. This is a very dramatic, tragic piece of theater. And someone approached Todd and said, Todd Reynolds, the general manager of the place, and said, "I'm Harry Anderson. I'm so glad he's here. He's going to do magic, right?" And I think Todd's reply was, "Well, who knows? Anything might happen."
That's great.
And just about everything did, except card tricks. Yeah, just about everything else.
Now, in Oleana, you play.
I play a college professor, kind of a small-town Ivy League college professor. Liberty plays his student, and the conceit is that she's failing the class. She's come in to try to negotiate some kind of better grade, and their dynamic is not the best because
Ill-fated.
Yes, well, she's
Ill-fated.
Yeah, she's not the best student in the world, and he's certainly not the best teacher in the world, and trouble ensues. How about that?
Shall we say?
Yeah.
Yes. ...
A lot of trouble. A lot of trouble for
Trouble right here in River City.
Yeah. Actually, yes. Well, that's great. And Liberty, how did you guys come to do this play here in Owensboro, which is just a thrill to have you here?
Well, when my daughter was leaving high school,
Right.
she was a theater arts student, and she wanted to do a play with me. And
Okay.
this play I knew and I had seen, and felt that she was could handle it, and so we got the idea of producing it. She went to college. We lost track of that.
Right.
I married in New Orleans. I moved to New Orleans, and there I married a lady younger than myself. But one it finally is younger than me. But we considered doing it in a theater that I was building there in New Orleans, and then we got a patch of bad weather, Katrina.
Oh,
and
it was then. Wow.
Yeah, and then things were put on hold. Eventually, we left New Orleans, moved up to Asheville, North Carolina, and my wife had now that it wasn't in our theater, and we both kind of forgot about it, and she moved on to other things. She's got other interests now. And when I turned 60, I realized that I didn't have many more opportunities to do this play. That I was hitting the border of the professor's potential age.
Right.
And I've known Liberty for years. Our connection is magic. Yeah. I know her mother very well. I know her grandmother very well. We're all kind of Magic Castle rats, except she owns the place. Her family owns the place. But and we had lost track for 15 years. We hadn't really stayed in touch.
Yeah.
When I had last seen her, she was 11 years old. And when I went to the castle, I hadn't been there in years. When I went to the castle for my 60th birthday, I saw Liberty, and it just got me thinking. And she was an absolute natural for the part. And I sent her the script. And she it wasn't an overnight yes. It was a kind of a lot. She had a lot of questions about this, Mr. Mamet's thinking.
Were you at all familiar with anything David Mamet had done?
Yeah, I had seen Glengarry Glen Ross.
Oh, one of the greats. One of the all-time best. Wow.
But no, I hadn't been familiar with this play,
Okay.
and so I read it for the first time the night he called me up to ask if I would do it, and I wasn't. Yeah, it took me a minute.
Okay. Well, how
Took
do
me a
you
minute.
how do you feel about acting now? I mean,
To be honest, I don't act usually
Okay,
at all.
so-
I
so-
This is
perform.
her first professional stage.
This is my first
acting.
role since Puck in high school.
well, this is exciting.
And
This is great.
the disparity couldn't be more amusing.
Well,
But she,
no, you're right.
except what fools these mortals be still applies.
yes, or gentles do not reprehend, right?
She came to Asheville so that we could get some rehearsal down before we drove up here, and she owned the part when she got off the plane. The first time we ran it, I was just so taken aback by how prepared she was and the depth of her understanding. And last night was our first performance, and she just rocked the place.
It's incredible. That's great.
Thank you.
I'm a huge David Mamet fan. I mean, not just Glengarry Glen Ross, but I mean like House of Games and Heist and all.
Speed the Plow.
Speed the Plow, yeah.
I've got a good Glengarry Glen Ross story for you. Katrina also interrupted a production that we were going to do at Oswald's My Club of Glengarry Glen Ross.
Oh, okay.
And the part of Richie Roma that Pooh Pacino played in the film,
Right.
and Joe Montana created on stage, was to be played by Mayor Ray Nagin.
Oh, really?
That's how hardworking he was as a mayor. He had time to do dinner theater. So, that was thrown into the well by Katrina along with everything else.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, at least we found out what a salesman he was. You know, he would have probably would have done a fabulous part.
that's right. By the way, Glengarry, I'm just telling everybody who's listening, if you've never seen Glengarry Glen Ross,
See it.
see it. I mean, it's really, it takes place essentially in one room, but it's as exciting a movie as you're ever going to see just because of the dialogue.
In one room, in one night.
Right.
It's in the lives of salesmen, and it is so insightful and so gripping, and so you know don't see it on Sunday before church. But
no, that's not a good idea. No,
and
that's
don't
right.
take the kids, but
also go see Oleana tonight. What time is the curtain?
7:30.
7:30.
Am I right?
Is that
Yeah.
each night, Todd? Okay, 7:30 tonight, tomorrow night, and Saturday night at Theater Workshop in the Fifth Street Theater.
Yeah, and because of the nature of the play, following each performance, there's a Q&A with the audience. They're invited.
right.
They're invited to ask. And last night, boy,
Makes
they
perfect sense.
sure had questions and they sure had opinions, and they got so involved in that piece. These good Baptist people got so into this piece. It was quite impressive. Quite impressive.
That's terrific. Harry the Hat. Judge Harry Stone, 3 Emmy nominations for Night Court. I'm a huge fan. I'm really a huge fan. I remember seeing you the very first time on Cheers when you came in as Harry the Hat. I love that. And it's just a thrill beyond belief to sit here and talk to you.
Oh, that's so nice
I'm
to
serious.
hear.
That's
so nice to hear.
When Todd called and said, "Can he come in?" I said, "Yes, he can come in here." Because I thought it would be on the phone or something. But it's great to see you, and it's great to see you, Liberty.
Thank
I wish you well, and break a leg, each of you.
Okay, thanks for the
Thank you.
shot.
Break my leg.
Harry
I'll do
Anderson.
worse than that.
Liberty Larson.